The 4 o'clock news starts right now.
Some major detours coming to the Gateway Project this weekend. A section of I-385 will shut down soon. How you can navigate the busy area over the weekend. Fox Carolina is the school station. We're talking about the growing need for substitute teachers as classes are about to start. And a live look for you this Friday afternoon from our tower cam over I-85. Some sun peeking through those clouds. Traffic not looking too bad either. Thank you for joining us on the 4 o'clock news. I'm Victoria Carmen. Cody's off today. And we want to start with meteorologist Bob Trihey. He's here to take a look at the forecast for you. And he's a new face to the evening news. Welcome, Bob.
Well, it's good to be here. I've been on the 10 a.m. newscast, and now I'm with the A-team for the evening news. So happy to be here and happy to report that for most of us right now, we're looking at dry conditions out there. However, there are more in the way of showers and thunderstorms now developing across the mountains, and you can see those right now. We have those around Asheville on into areas west of Hendersonville, near Franklin as well. These are not severe storms, but there are pockets of heavy rain. So do watch out for that, and maybe some dangerous lightning as well. Closer look shows some of those showers and storms in and around the Asheville area, stretching to the south and west. Now farther south, pretty much void of any kind of storms. Greenville's dry, Anderson and Greenwood as well. But I suspect this activity will pick up through the evening hours, and it's warm. 87 in Greenville, 85 in Anderson, Newberry right now at 86, and 77 in Asheville with the rain. And we'll continue to see those showers and thunderstorms through the evening hours. Could be dumping heavy rain at times, so that will be the hazard. You hear the saying, turn around, don't drown, and the flooding rains and the dangerous lightning certainly a possibility. For the next 12 hours, we're looking at temperatures slowly falling from the 80s into the 70s, with those showers and thunderstorms continuing through the evening hours. Coming up, I'll have much more on your forecast for the weekend, and we are looking at cooler conditions next week. In the meantime, let's send it to Tori with the traffic conditions.
Sounds good. Thanks, Bob. We're watching some traffic in Anderson County here. There's a lane blocked due to an accident on 85 South at exit 11. And in Greenville County, a lane blocked due to an accident on 385 South at exit 37. And a live look for you this afternoon from our DOT camera. This is 85 North at mile marker 48. And a heads up this weekend, a section of 385 will be closed all through the weekend. Both sides of the interstate closed to drivers between Roper Mountain Road and Woodruff Road. It starts tonight at 9 o'clock. It will be closed through 8 in the evening Sunday. Construction crews will make adjustments to a bridge over 85, so make sure you follow those detours and just plan accordingly. And turning now to the coronavirus, we have all new numbers from DHEC this afternoon. More than 1,000 new cases confirmed, 16 additional deaths, and that percent positive of yesterday's tests at 15%. Now, going to a dentist, it could bring a smile for some kids and anxiety for others, especially during a pandemic. We're taking a look at how some upstate dentists are trying to calm fears for children during checkups before they start school. Fox Carolina's Jennifer Phillips joins us live and shows us how COVID-19 is changing that trip to the dentist.
Right, so we know COVID-19 changed everything, so children often need some reassurance and to feel safe, even when they see a dentist.
Before some students prepare to start school, they're getting checkups at dentist offices.
At Smile Place, we truly want everyone to feel two things: comfort and safety.
Dr. Leanna Shetler is a pediatric dentist and co-owner at Smile Place in Greenville County. And now cleanings come with words of comfort and personal protective equipment, PPE.
We have funny face shields where we turn into frogs or robots or princesses, so children forget the fact that there is all this extra PPE.
The office opened in February, but COVID-19 shut it down.
We took x-rays in the parking lot if we had to, if parents were afraid to come in and their child was in pain.
It opened again back in May, and in the parking lot, cars turned into waiting rooms. And there are COVID screenings and temperature checks before patients enter the building.
We've learned to be resilient. We've also learned proper safety precautions in order to keep our Smile Place families super safe.
Dr. Matthew Dehar is also a pediatric dentist and co-owner of Smile Place.
We really take our time with each and every family and every child.
So they sanitize and sterilize equipment and chairs before the next patient moves in and practice social distancing.
So if one family is here in the open bay, we make sure that another family is in one of the private operatories.
And that makes parents and patients smile.
Incisal Edge magazine recently recognized both dentists we talked to as National 40 Under 40 honorees. Tori?
Such a perspective I didn't even think about with kids going to the dentist. Thanks, Jen.
Right.
Governor Henry McMaster says he doesn't want to issue statewide mask mandates despite evidence that masks do work to slow the spread of coronavirus. He says local leaders should make that call, and mayors and council should examine the virus's activity in their communities, then decide if mask rules are needed. This comes as DHEC released a report outlining evidence that mask mandates are working to slow down infection rates. The city of Greenville will hold its 4th free mask distribution for businesses at the Greenville Convention Center next Wednesday. Mask pickup will be drive-through only at the entrance along Tower Drive and Exposition Drive. Businesses will be limited to 100 masks while supplies last. They'll be required to sign the Greater Greenville Pledge, where they promise to clean frequently, limit capacity, encourage social distancing, monitor employee health, and encourage facial coverings. The city says it's provided 120,000 masks to local businesses through those distribution events. And House of Rayford will host another chicken surplus sale, but this time you'll have to pre-order. Sales close 2 days before unless they sell out earlier. The pickup will happen on August 29th, which is a Saturday, at the Upward Sports headquarters in Spartanburg. House of Rayford says a portion of the sales goes to the South Carolina Christian Foundation's COVID-19 Response Fund. We have more details inside of our Fox Carolina News app. And many school districts scrambling to find substitute teachers due to COVID-19. Many fear they won't have enough backup if teachers get sick or have to quarantine. Fox Carolina's Grace Runkle is in Woodruff with why one district says its staffing is actually up.
Officials here in Spartanburg County School District 4 say they want to prepare for the worst in case there's a major COVID-19 outbreak among staff. And right now, school officials say they're ready to go, and that comes as a surprise. South Carolina has a substitute teacher shortage. A spokesperson for District 4 expected that to be even worse this year. The pandemic could have more teachers calling in sick and fewer subs willing to help. But so far, numbers for District 4 are up. 20 new subs just finished training. The orientation group was so big they had to relocate from their usual spot to ensure social distancing. The district says younger subs are making the difference. About a quarter of the new recruits are college students who will be at home taking online courses this fall. As of right now, the district has 45 substitute teachers ready to go, and it's their goal this fall to keep subs in the same schools each week to make sure that students are coming in contact with as few people as possible. Reporting in Woodruff, Grace Runkle, Fox Carolina News.
Wofford College is offering fans who bought season tickets for this football season 2 refund options. You can either transfer the amount you've paid into a 2020 tax deductible contribution to the Terrier Club or football operating budget, or you can request a refund for the amount you've paid. Season ticket holders will have until September 1st to make that decision. If a spring season does happen, previous season ticket holders will get priority seating. And you can find more back-to-school headlines and stories inside of our Fox Carolina News app. Make sure you download for free in the App Store or Google Play. And we're talking You Decide 2020, why Anderson County is in desperate need of election workers. And the election is less than 3 months away. Joe Biden is talking a mask policy as President Trump sticks to his guns. Plus, a new report reveals information from the White House Coronavirus Task Force, why they're concerned about the situation in Georgia.
The 5 o'clock was in my head. Ooh, I'm out of shape. Can you hear me? I'm so sorry. Yes. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Seriously.
Welcome back. We want to take a moment to recognize an important member of our Fox Carolina News team after 21 years. Yeah, Jennifer Phillips signing off from the news business. She is one of the original team members when Fox Carolina News began producing news back in 1999. And we do have a short video to celebrate Jen. Jen, are you gonna tear up during this? Oh, there's even Kendra. Yay, Jen.
Oh,
my
thank you. That was
gosh.
really nice, really special. Looking back on some of those pictures, I have some stories. We'll have to talk about those later. But I've really had an amazing career. I basically grew up here in Greenville. I mean, I'm not going to tell you how old I was, but but I guess some people can do the math. So really, I have grown up here. My parents are originally from the upstate, and so I've had family here, but now I've had friends who have become family.
Right.
So it's been a really special time for me. I just want to thank the managers here who have cultivated me in my growth for writing and producing as a reporter, as well as my parents and my family. It's been great, in the community, the viewers. I mean, it's really hard when you knock on someone's door and they've had the worst day of their lives, and they're willing to talk to you, and they trust you to tell their story and to tell it accurately. And so I'm really proud of the work that we've done here and the work that I've done here too. So I'm gonna miss everybody, but I am excited about my new chapter.
Yeah, the next chapter is always exciting, but of course, I mean, 2 decades here, incredible.
Don't say that, Tori. Don't say it like that, Tori.
Is that
You
so
said
cute?
one of the original 2 decades. That makes
2
it.
decades.
But no, it's been a great run, and I mean, the people here have been great. I'm gonna miss my co-workers because everybody really worked so hard.
Yeah, we're
So
a
thank you.
family, Jen, and we'll miss you so much. We'll miss your amazing stories. We're talking about your nap pops and your stories. The way you story tell is incredible
Great.
too.
Oh,
So
thank you.
we wish you the best, and we will miss you so, so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Now, time for Fox Carolina weather. Weather Rate certified most accurate local forecast.
Well, how do I follow that? Jennifer, who's been here for over 2 decades,
Oh.
and Bob, that's been here for about a week. Congratulations, Jennifer. Good job. As far as our weather right now, you can see the hazy conditions. This is Lake Hartwell. I'm taking a live look there. You can see the cumulus clouds and some blue skies. Many of us are looking at dry conditions right now, but there are some exceptions. Let's go ahead and take a look at those temperatures across the area, and naturally, It's warm. After all, it is summertime. 87 right now in Greenville, 84 in Lawrence, 85 in Gaffney, 74 in Waynesville. Asheville, a little cooler for you because you've been seeing some showers. Right now, you're at 78 degrees. And up in this neck of the woods, there is a flash flood watch, and that goes until midnight for McDowell County in North Carolina. So in the mountains, we could see some very quick rain, and that could mean some quick flooding as well. Here's our 3D radar right now showing some showers and thunderstorms across the mountains now from Asheville into Franklin, Hendersonville, stretching farther to the south and west. And then farther south, nothing in the way of storms right now. Here's a closer look at some of those storms off to the northwest into Asheville, Bryson City, areas to the south and west of there. While further downstate, we are looking at dry conditions right now, but I think everybody's going to get into some of these showers and thunderstorms as we go into this evening. You can see how more of these storms start to blossom up around the upstate, back into the mountains as well. And then as we go through the overnight hours, I think they'll tend to quiet down just a little bit. Here's our Carolina sky meter for Saturday. Right now, I'm thinking right around a 5. We'll be looking at clouds, also some scattered showers and storms. So not a bad idea to have a plan B for Saturday, because we will be looking at some of those storms. Might want to make those indoor plans. Drier Sunday, and then a cool down really nice into next week. Here's Josephine, Tropical Storm Josephine with 40 miles per hour winds. The good news, it'll continue to track to the west-northwest, but weaken as it does so, as it moves north of the Dominican Republic and then tends to make that hook out to sea as we go through time. So here's North Carolina. It's going to be staying well to the east of us with weakening conditions. Here's your forecast for the upstate tonight. 71, warm and muggy, scattered storms. And then for the mountains, we're looking at 66 on the low, warm and muggy with more scattered storms. Here's your 7-day forecast. Big changes on the way for the weekend. Better chance of storms Saturday, decreasing on Sunday, 88 Monday. And then look at that, low to mid 80s, gorgeous, but there will be more storms next week. And then for the mountains, 80s with storms, drier early next week. Look at those upper 70s come Wednesday and Thursday. For weather 24 hours a day, look on foxcarolina.com and click on the weather tab. Tori?
Thank you, Bob. Time to get to some traffic this afternoon. We have a Waze traffic update for you on 85 South in Arcadia. Some heavy traffic moving at just 14 miles per hour, and 153 in Powdersville. Heavy traffic also moving at 14 miles per hour. And remember, you can join our Fox Carolina traffic team. All you have to do is go to your Waze profile, go to Waze groups, and choose Fox Carolina Traffic and join our team. Talking You Decide 2020, President Trump unloading on his Democratic opponent after former Vice President Joe Biden called for a national mask mandate. We're also seeing new polls regarding how voters feel about masks. Fox's Ray Bogut reports.
Masks are now ubiquitous. They're encouraged and often required. But the two men at the top of the presidential ballot have very different views on the federal government's role in implementing them.
It's up to the governors. Each state is different and is facing unique circumstances.
The governor should mandate mandatory mask wearing.
Presumptive Democratic nominee Joe Biden is calling for a national mask mandate and is releasing this ad to outline their importance.
We absolutely need a clear message from the very top of our federal government that everyone needs to wear a mask in public.
President Trump strongly disagrees and called Biden's approach regressive and defeatist.
He does not identify what authority the president has to issue such a mandate or how federal law enforcement could possibly enforce it.
Voters want masks. A new Fox News poll shows 74% are in favor of requiring people to wear masks outside their house, while 21% oppose.
Ray Bogan, Fox News.
Anderson County is in desperate need of poll workers for the November election.
If we don't have election workers on election day, then the voters are not going to be able to go to their polling places and cast their ballots.
Anderson County Precinct Coordinator Melissa Brandel says she's down about 40% of her former poll workers. She says election worker shortages are not new, but this year it's a much bigger problem.
Due to the COVID-19 outbreak, a lot of my election workers have opted to not work this election because they fall into that age of, being 65 or older. So that's made them stay at home and decide not to work. So that's created a big amount of openings for election workers.
Becoming an election worker, it's fairly easy. All you have to do is fill out an application and go through some online training. Poll managers in South Carolina are paid $90 to work Election Day and $60 for training, for a total of $150. Clerks of the polls receive an additional day's pay at $60 a day for a total of $210. And here's some important information for South Carolina voters. You must be registered by October 4th to take part in the November election. In-person absentee voting will be available starting October 5th at your county's election office. And if you want to apply for a mail-in absentee ballot, you can do that right now. And you want to send that back as soon as possible. Head to scvotes.gov to find out more information. We're learning more about some prized racing pigeons reported stolen from a home in Greenville County. And Fox Carolina is the school station. We'll talk more about an elementary school in Greenwood that was just dedicated to a local civil rights leader. And taking a look at the markets for you this afternoon, the Dow is up 34 points, closing at 27,931. And the NASDAQ is down 23 points, closing at 11,019.
The weekend is just about upon us, and if you have those plans outdoors, it looks like Sunday will be the better day of the two. Tomorrow could be a little wet. Here's your weekend forecast for the upstate. For your Saturday, you're looking at a 40% chance of storms, mainly in the afternoon, 85, and then Sunday, a 20% chance, much drier and warmer, 89. And for the mountains, we're looking at 80 on Saturday with 40% chance of storms, and drier on Sunday, about a 20% chance of seeing those storms, and a high around 83. Tori?
And we are the school station. College football is a hot topic this week. The schools decide whether or not it's safe to hit the field this fall. Athletes and their families will also have to make some tough choices. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither helps you navigate the decision.
We're moving into a very troubled waters right now. It's a very narrow path to get fall sports right.
That's the latest message from the collegiate sports' top doctor when it comes to the pandemic. So what does that mean for parents and athletes? According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, there are still ways to play safely. First, if you're sick, stay home. Wash your hands frequently before, during, and after practices and games. Stay 6 feet apart. Wear a mask if possible. Bring your own equipment. The CDC has also put out recommendations for the lowest to highest risk activities for student athletes. The risk is lower when kids build skills at home or practice with some teammates, but it increases when young athletes compete with other teams in their area or travel to large competitions. Emergency room Dr. Liana Wynn says people need to ask themselves the same questions about student athletics as they do when weighing whether or not to send kids back to school.
Is the area that you live in, does it have relatively low levels of community spread? Test positivity less than 5%, cases going consistently down. Do you have someone in your family who is immunocompromised?
For today's Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Get ready for a weekend of detours and possible traffic jams. Why SCDOT is shutting down a section of 385 starting tonight. Plus, why Georgia Governor Brian Kemp is withdrawing his lawsuit against Atlanta's mayor over the city's face mask order.
Closed captioning sponsored by Bojangles. It's Bo time. You're watching the 4 o'clock news on Fox Carolina.
Welcome back to the 4 o'clock news. A live look this Friday afternoon at Tigertown. You can see Death Valley there. The sunshine mixed with some clouds. No rain over there, but meteorologist Bob Trahey here. Some showers behind you there on the radar.
Yeah, Tori, there are, and they are confined to the mountains right now. So farther to the south and east in the lower elevations, we don't have anything right now, but I think that will change as we go through time. Here's our radar 3D, and you can see those showers and thunderstorms. Nothing severe now, but we have them farther to the north and west into Hendersonville, Asheville, seeing some of the heavier rain, Bryson City. You can see some of the lightning strikes in there, some brief heavy rain, but farther to the south and east, really nothing going on. Greenville, Anderson, Greenwood, Union, all is quiet, but I think we will see more activity through the evening hours. It's hot out there, 87 in Greenville, 85 in Anderson, and cooler 70s and lower 80s into the mountains. So here's your forecast for the upstate as we go through this evening. Temperatures into the 80s, slowly falling with showers and thunderstorms. More of those continue this evening. Dangerous lightning and very heavy rain is expected as we go through time. I'll break down your forecast coming up and let you know what's in store for the weekend coming up. Tori?
Thanks, Bob. Yeah, we saw a lot of that lightning last night, too. Time to get a traffic update. We're watching a few things in Anderson County. That accident on 81 Anderson Road at 153. A lane blocked due to a crash on 85 South. That's at exit 11 Hickory Ridge Road. Also a crash on 24 Whitner Street at Glen Street. In Greenville County, not too much going on right now, at least. Accident on Crane Avenue at Marion Road. And in Spartanburg County, a lane blocked due to that crash on 85 South. That's at exit 72. And a stalled vehicle also 85. This is northbound at exit 66. Greenville Highway. A live look for you from our DOT camera. This is 85 South at mile marker 43. Things moving along just fine. And if you're planning on using parts of 385 this weekend, you may have to change your plans. SCDOT engineers closing the 385 bridge over 85 tonight through Sunday evening to perform repairs as part of that final phase of the Gateway project. The closure will affect commuters at some major access points along 385, so you may also want to plan for some extra traffic on some of Greenville's busiest roads. Fox Carolina's Matt Koufax reports.
Greenville County Chair Butch Curvin says options are limited in congested parts of Greenville County.
Interstate highways are big barriers. If you need to get from one side to the other, you only have limited options there.
The I-385 bridge over 85 is one of those options, but this weekend, project engineers are shutting it down for repairs.
This is such a densely developed urban area now. We need to find a way to get through there.
The Gateway project, through right-of-ways, lane widening, and more, is designed to alleviate that congestion, and fortunately, this closure is one of the final steps. Before you get in the car for any reason this weekend, there's a couple things that you should know. And the first is that there are going to be multiple access points that are cut off on 385 both ways. Those closures include a complete shutdown of the 385 bridge along Roper Mountain and Woodruff Roads from Friday to Sunday evening, two of the biggest access points. Particularly on the southbound side, this will include a detour of about 11 miles before you're able to merge back on. Project engineers say they've used these routes before and are working to make traffic flow as smooth as possible. Repairs are being made to bridge bearings designed to hold tens of thousands of pounds that aren't performing as designed, meaning this weekend will be a small price to pay to keep our roads safe. Matt Koufax, Fox Carolina News.
And we're told the Gateway Interchange is about 99% complete. So close. This weekend's closure may be one of the last major undertakings of the project.